Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Okay, we start with the Moon card. First thing, feels like you're on the cusp of a very important change. I think the sun is about to rise in your life, okay? I feel like you've been in a period of confusion or doubt or uncertainty. This is the card of the dark, scary forest. It's scary in there. There be monsters in there, okay? I feel like you're on your way out of this dark, scary forest. I feel that you're somebody who's very creative. I think you're somebody who's been following your dreams, okay? The sun is just about to rise. The sun is coming up over the horizon. Feels like it's a turning point, okay? We've got to put this card into some context, and we're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. Let's see what's going on. Oh, the Magician. Claim your role as a magic maker right now. In the comments, say, I am a magic maker. Because you are the magician, and you are magic. There we have the universe, okay? The universe at your feet. We have a 10 of cups, a 9 of wands, and the Lover's card. Okay. Gemini and Cancer, you got this little dance going on right now. The Gemini reading that I just did had a lot of Cancer references. Now you're getting the Gemini reference in your Cancer reading. So I'd watch both. There seems to be a little dance going on here, okay? Anyway, hit the like button for me, please. Give me a big heck yes in the comments if you're here. Path of the Serpent. We have a Knight of Pentacles. We have a Prince of Pentacles, a 10 of Wands, and a 10 of Swords. Things are breaking open for you. The struggle is over. You're getting out of the birdcage. Spirit's revealing a huge turning point where it seems like your kind of daily struggles, right, are giving way to ease and flow. Things are wide, wide open for you now. Okay? It's all coming to a head now, okay? I feel that there's love and connection that's going to deepen. I think you're attracting relationships here that feel more supportive. Okay, I feel like you've kind of been doing things alone, like for a long time, you know? I feel like you've been relying only on yourself. And maybe it's kind of like that feeling that there's nobody really out there supporting you. Right now, the universe is supporting you. The universe says, I got you. The universe is holding you in its hands like this. Meanwhile, there's times where you think that it's all on your shoulders. Yeah, it may all be on your shoulders, but you've got the universe at your feet. The universe is holding you. Okay, the 10 of Wands is very much saying that you kind of feel that there's an imbalance, that you're putting in all the work. Okay, but I think what Spirit wants you to recognize is that you're working in tandem with Spirit, first of all, right? But also that there is love and connection that you're attracting into your life that will be supportive. When this doesn't have to be romance. Put your torches and your pitchforks away. It doesn't have to be romance. But you are attracting partnerships, friends, family members, collaborators, right? People, places, and things are entering your life that are going to support you, that feel supportive, but also like kind. You know, the emotionally supportive kind. Anyway, I think financial blessings are aligning with your confidence, your feeling of self-worth. You got 10, 10, and 10 with a little 9 thrown in there too. I think this is the year looking at these 10s as kind of long distance views. I think this is the year where you finally like feel at home in your own life. Feel that you have created the life that is meant for you. Yeah. The turning point. Getting out of that dark, scary forest of confusion, of doubt, of kind of second guessing yourself, questioning yourself, criticism. Let's do a Divine Doorway Oracle card before we select our mystery card. Okay, the Moon card is a Divine Doorway card, so we're just going to dig in here and select a random card. A moment's joy, sand through the hourglass, yet time could stand still. A moment lasts forever in the bliss of the heart's will. Okay, it's like you're watching the sunrise, and it's such a glorious moment of bliss, you never want it to end. Okay, that's the sunrise that's about to take place. So there is this breakthrough, there is this moment, I think, where you sort of are getting, right now you've been kind of struggling, squeezing between the bars of your birdcage, and you're about to be set free. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set this down right over here with Tiny Bob Ross right on top. Now, we're not going to look at that happy little card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comment section down below and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the readings. Okay? All right, let's look around the room. We see major, a cluster of major arcana energies. It's concentrated spiritual energy here. You got fire and fire, water behind you. We got air, and of course we have our earth cards. Okay, so pretty balanced, very heavy on spirit. Okay, very heavy on spirit, and honestly, very heavy on the fire and the earth. You are a magic maker. You are manifesting your will right now. And this is the turning point. Okay, this is the turning point where the magician really gets to celebrate, because it feels like what you've been kind of not so much waiting for, but maybe like trying to usher in the sunrise. You've been trying to summon the dawn, you know. You've been trying to summon like this rebirth or this abundance, this prosperity. You've been trying to invoke the sun. And now the magician really gets to celebrate the success of that magic. Okay? I want you to say yes. I want you to claim this. Okay? And the magician, of course, is the one that has been adapting, the one that's been twisting their shape and contorting their shape to fit into something. So in a way, it's kind of saying that, like, you've survived a long time in the darkness or in the birdcage, and you've had to adapt. The magician is a very adaptable card. It shows somebody that is very resilient, very elastic, very versatile, and very adaptable. But just because you can adapt to something doesn't mean you should. Okay? So I feel like you became whoever you needed to become in order to survive the birdcage while plotting your escape. I expect the Tower card here in the mystery card position, because I feel that you're able to change shape. Now, of course, the magician is that card of like our persona, you know. And when you're in the dark, scary forest, the magician says you become whoever you needed to be in that situation, in that life, in that scary period of time or that scary place. Okay? That you did everything that you needed to do. Whatever the dark, scary forest is, to me it feels like confusion, it feels like fear, it feels like an uncertainty about the future. Okay? And, well, the magician is the one that's capable of kind of summoning the sun. Okay, illuminating that dark, scary forest. And perhaps seeing the strategy or seeing the pathway, summoning the sun, summoning the clarity, summoning the light, so that you know how to get out of that dark, scary forest, know how to get out of the birdcage. Okay, I feel like this is a golden dawn moment of enlightenment for you. I feel like you're going to get all the answers that you need about exactly which path to take. A series of yeses, right, are coming forward in your life. And that's exactly what the Lover's card is all about, saying yes. The Magician is gaining the wisdom by summoning the sun, the enlightenment, by summoning the clarity. You know exactly what yeses to make that are going to guide you out of the birdcage to free yourself from the position that you've been in. Okay? And that's extraordinary. That's extraordinary. Okay, I encourage you to share your interpretations of this. What is the Magician in need of right now? What is the tool that you most need in order to move your life forward? And this is the turning point. Okay, this is where you figure out how to get out of that birdcage. Now, the Universe card underneath. This is that feeling inside of you. First of all, the Universe is a card of delay. So there's a Saturn aspect to this. Saturn and Earth, slow-moving energy. It's kind of like saying, you know, the circumstances that you're in, you've been applying yourself day in and day out, but the circumstances haven't been changing all that quickly. Well, the Earth is the slowest moving of the energy, right? The Earth takes the longest to transform. It's just kind of flows like molasses, right? But you've been sort of enduring something for a long time. So there's maybe been a delay. Okay, and maybe the Magician is trying to summon the clarity of the sun in order to figure out which way I'm supposed to go. When you're in the darkness of this dark, scary forest, you know, it kind of feels like you're lost. And to me, Universe is a card that says, I don't really have a sense of direction right now. So you need that illumination. I think Spirit is bringing the light. You're summoning the light, and it's coming. That's going to show you what direction to take to get the heck out of there, to go toward the pathway of ease and flow, the path of no resistance, the path of love, connection, and intimacy, support, kindness, toward everything that you need, toward you kind of finding your home and feeling like you're at home. Because sometimes this universe is vast, it's infinite. Sometimes in that infinite space, we kind of look up at the sky, right, at night, and we see all the stars, and we think it's crowded out there in space. But in the reality, it's not. The reality, you could travel for years and never come across another star. Especially if the universe is really expanding, guess what? The distance between stars is growing greater until you feel more and more isolated, more and more like a stranger in a strange land. You're in a dark, scary forest, and every step you take, every moment that goes by, that dark, scary forest is getting bigger, more vast, more dark, more scary. And so I think that you are in need of the right people, places, and things in your life, things that you need to say yes to, that will help to guide you through this dark, scary forest and lead you home. Okay? I want you to say yes. I want you to claim this reading in the comments. Okay? Comment yes and stay close. This feels like kind of asking the question, who supports you? Or what supports you when nobody supports you? Yeah. What is the energy that you're standing on that is holding you up when it feels like you're kind of ready to quit? The universe is holding you. Okay? You have all this divine energy right now. The divine energy is what's giving you strength to carry on, to say yes to those things that are going to put you in touch with the right people, places, and things. You are attracting relationships that feel supportive. Okay? And I feel that your confidence here and your self-worth is paramount. Okay? You need that self-confidence because this is going to bring in those love connections, friends, family, coworkers, whatever, the people in your life, right? It doesn't have to be romance again. Your confidence is going to bring in not only the right people into your life, but also the right financial blessings. Got a lot of earth energy down here too. Okay? And this is the year. This is the year. And this year's almost over, right? What are we in now? The end of August, right? It's almost autumn already. But this is the year where you finally feel like you've made it home. You've gotten out of that bird cage that doesn't feel like home. And you have arrived where you really belong in life. And I feel like it's been a long time coming. And also this card, because it's kind of under the surface, this is an internal kind of thing, it feels like you are very much aware of your capacity as a spiritual being. You're aware of what your potential is. And I think you're saying, I'm not going to hold myself back. And we even have the sun in Gemini here with the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is a very good card. I know it gets a bad rap. It's ruin. The vignette on the Rider-Waite Pamela Coleman Smith shows somebody that's kind of gone down for the dirt nap with a bunch of swords in their back. It's a card of betrayal and self-sabotage and things. But to me, it's a card of escaping all of that. Escaping the birdcage, escaping the self-sabotage, the crumbling down, the breaking down of the illusion. Okay? The opening ourselves up to truth and reality and love. And the sun in Gemini here, we're talking about the sun rising. Okay? You summoning the magician, kind of conjuring the clarity so that you can see, what does that do when we do that? The magician summoning the sun. The sun is illuminating Gemini, the sun in Gemini. Very strange coincidence, right? Or synchronicity here. I think Gemini energy is a very big influence in your life right now in some way, or they will be. And I think that the reference to Gemini is also talking about the choices that you have to make. The next series of choices for you are going to be critical in leading you home. Okay? I want to welcome all the new subscribers. Make yourself at home here. In the comments, say hello. It's a very supportive place here. Okay? Consider this channel kind of a bit of an oasis in a very, very chaotic landscape. Okay? Behind you, 10 of Cups. Sometimes these are expectations. I feel like what this really is, though, is a life that has felt overwhelming. This is a card of fullness. This is a card of being filled up to the very top. It's kind of like saying, I've had it up to here with whatever you tell me. Kind of feels like you're fed up. Yeah. It kind of feels like you're tired of being, you know that phrase, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Enough is enough kind of thing. It's too much of something. I feel like the magician has said, okay, it's too overwhelming in this birdcage, in this dark, scary forest. Time to summon the light. Time to summon change. Time to find that confidence to make different choices. And again, the next series of choices are going to be critical for you. Big shout out to everybody that's writing in their journal while they listen. Yeah, I like that. Let me know in the comments that's you, okay? Hit the like button, please. Claim this reading. Tell me that you've had it, that enough is enough, you're not putting up with it anymore. And tell me what that is that you're not putting up with anymore. The confusion, the chaos, the uncertainty, the listlessness. Say that 3 times fast. The feeling of having no particular direction, the feeling of not having a home, the feeling like we don't belong where we are, the feeling that we're a stranger, the feeling of loneliness or isolation, the feeling of not being supported, the feeling of the Ten of Wands, really, the feeling of, too much responsibility on your shoulders and nobody is there to help lighten the load. Maybe you're in a relationship or a job or a friendship or any situation where you're doing all the heavy lifting, Cancer. And it's wearing you down emotionally. It's maybe starting to make you feel like that's the only thing you're good for, is like a pack animal. Doing all the heavy lifting, carrying all the weight. Save this video. If you need to watch it later, save it, come back to it if you need to. But hit the like button and tell me what's resonating with you. Okay. But the Ten of Cups is usually a very good card, right? To me, it feels like this is what we're kind of leaving behind. This is what's in your rear view. You're making different choices now. Because this is a card of satiety. It's kind of like you're full. You don't want any more. You don't want to take another bite of this. That kind of feeling when you've eaten a lot of food and then just looking at another bite of food kind of makes you queasy. You're saying, I want to get as far away from this restaurant as I can. Okay, well, maybe you liked the food, maybe you didn't. The point is, you can't stay here. You've had too much already. And I feel like it's too much of the wrong kind of food. Spiritually speaking, I don't know what you're eating, but hopefully you're eating something that your body likes, your body wants. This is something that maybe we thought we were hungry for, and maybe we overdid it. And maybe it's kind of like, I've had this in my life where I've had too much to drink. I used to drink a lot. I don't anymore. I've been sober now for a few years. I used to drink a lot. I used to drink so much that then I would just the next morning waking up, just the thought of alcohol would make my stomach turn, But then the thing is, you end up going back to it. And I don't think you're a drinker. Maybe you are, maybe not. This could be anything. This could be a relationship. It could be a feeling. Okay? But it seems that this is something that you're saying, you know what? I'm done. I've had it. I don't want any more of that type of energy. Because the way it makes your heart feel. It's emotional energy. Okay? I got to send love to everybody that leaves a comment or sends me an email and lets me know how things play out for them after watching these readings. Okay? About how sometimes these readings actually help somebody. Whether it's through giving you a different perspective, giving you that little hit of encouragement, a little push. You don't have to keep putting up with this. I'm starting to feel that this is affecting your self-worth. This is affecting your confidence. Okay? This seems to me the overwhelming emotional situation. And maybe this is some emotional manipulation. Maybe it's gaslighting. Okay? Maybe these two together is codependency. Gaslighting and codependency, something. I think you're saying, I'm done. And so the Nine of Wands at the top becomes that self-confidence. And that's what you need right now, the self-confidence, in some ways to say, I'm standing on my own 2 feet. Because the Ten of Wands looks like 2. It looks like 2 against the world. What does the Nine of Wands look like? It looks like me against the world, right? 1 against the world. So this is kind of almost a pun on the Two of Wands. This is almost a pun on the Ace of Wands. And you need to be the ace right now. You need to say, I'm doing this. I can be independent. I can do this on my own if I need to. Because maybe back here it's the comfort or that feeling of fullness. And sometimes that's why I would drink, just to feel the fullness of my belly. And maybe I'm getting too personal, but I feel like sometimes just having having that fullness in your life, whether it's through a relationship or a situation, that feels comforting, even if it's not good for you. This is now the feeling like I would rather stand alone than stand in the company that I was in. Okay. So this is you saying, I don't mind being a lone star out in the universe. Now, I don't know what the Texas connection is, but I'm getting a Texas reference here. You would rather be standing alone in the vastness of space than in the wrong company, in the wrong star system, you know. But the thing is here that once you realize that you're perfectly capable of going through life relying on yourself, independently, confidently, persevering, that's when you start attracting all the right people to you. As soon as you get happy alone, that's when everybody wants to be your friend. As soon as you start getting really, really happy being single, that's when everybody wants to come date you, you know? It just happens that way. I don't know why. I think it's because the universe wants all of us to be radiant, shining stars. And really, you've got to watch the Gemini reading. The universe wants you to be a shining, radiant star, fully self-contained, fully autonomous, shining, radiant, sovereign, okay, unique and independent. Everyone is a star. I think once you realize your starry nature, then you kind of get to choose what stars you want to kind of come in contact with, form some binary star systems, form some constellations, you know, form a group, a local group, a cluster of stars and galaxies, and like form all these networks and stuff, you know. That's exactly what you're doing here, union. This is the card of union. This is a card of choosing union, so this is a yes. Give me a heck yes in the comments if you're ready to leave the wrong things and say yes to the right things. Getting out of the birdcage, this is a turning point. Okay? You're stepping into a life of ease and flow and prosperity and abundance, love, connections, financial blessings, confidence, okay? And the right kind of partnerships. Feels like home. And maybe this is that kind of like you've been looking for your home for a long time. You're going to find it. Big thanks to those of you that have been here since my very first video. Let me know in the comments if you've been here since the beginning. And I'll know you know, because you'll be able to tell me what I was wearing or what the background was when I first started. Okay? Not too many, those videos aren't up there anymore. I guess, well, maybe one of them is. I don't remember. But anyway, I appreciate you all very much. I like the community that we've built here. Yeah. A lot of love to our Dove and Serpent Tarot community. And this is you choosing your people. Maybe this was family, blood family. This is your chosen family. This is the card of choice. This is the card of what you want to say yes to. And the next few yeses that you make are going to determine your home, your life, your part of the universe that you're kind of carving out and saying, this is mine, this is where I want to be, this is who I want to be with, this is what I want to be doing. Okay. This is that heck yes card. And it's a card of union, not of separation. Okay? I think that turning point, the awakening, is happening now with this moon card. The enlightening process is happening. And the magician is realizing that the magician has to be the one to use their will to make these choices, make these connections, to cause actual change in the physical world. Now, we're going to talk about the path of the serpent. Your Knight of Pentacles, looking into the future. Okay, so you've gotten out of the birdcage. You're standing out in a field somewhere, I don't know. And you're looking into the future. You're thinking, who am I? Where am I? And what am I doing down the road? Okay? Every choice you make, it's like Marty McFly in Back to the Future. Every choice he makes was changing the picture of his future. You know, that Polaroid that he had? Every choice he'd make would affect his future. And that's exactly what the Knight of Pentacles understands. Every thought, word, and deed, every choice, right now in the present moment, is creating your future. Okay? And so now you're making different choices than what had brought you to this place, and that you've had enough of that place. Okay. So you're seeing a different future. You're understanding that, okay, if I make certain choices, that makes my future look a certain way. When you're over here, I think you kind of know, like, this was it. This was the future. This was the culmination of all your past thoughts, words, and deeds. And I don't think this was fulfilling in the right way. You may have felt very full, but I don't feel like it was nourishing. Because what we're realizing here with the Ten of Swords is that it's kind of a dry, desiccated thing. What you thought back in the day maybe was what you wanted, or maybe at some point this was really fulfilling, like if you felt full. Maybe it's like, you know, it's like beer, it's like empty calories. You know, it's actually no nourishment. This is a dry and desiccated thing. Maybe we thought it was full. Empty calories. Does that make sense? So the Knight is ready to begin the path of creating, arriving, taking that journey toward your real home, where you finally feel like you're at home. Okay? And the Prince of Pentacles then is actually doing that work. This is having the vision. This is, I'm prepared to begin. This is now, I've been doing it for a while. I'm showing up every day. I feel like you're finding people that are helping you carry the load, supportive people. Okay? This is, I think, someone in your life or a relationship that you have or that you will be having, connections that you're making with people that are going to be there to build with you. Whether this is at work, at home, at school, family, friends, pets, plants, people. Finding those that you can build a life with. Okay? Choosing your family, choosing your friends, choosing your coworkers, choosing your path in life. And building with others. This is you building a relationship. This is you building financial abundance, building a family, building a life, building a home. Okay, maybe this is literally like choosing family and building something that's lasting, building something long-term, building something permanent. Really big shout out to everybody that sends in the super thanks. You are really fueling this channel, okay? Shout out to everybody that buys me the coffees too, because then you're like literally fueling the channel, okay? I appreciate everybody out there. I feel like we're building something, see? And that's what I mean. We make these choices intentionally, and we build something together. Okay? This is a very consistent and reliable person. I feel like you're attracting this kind of a relationship. Feels supportive. Feels like somebody who's willing to, like, lend a hand. You know? Somebody that's not always just gimme, 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 take, take, take. And maybe there has been some emotional manipulation or some codependency or some gaslighting. This is not that. This is somebody that kind of like what you see is what you get with this person. There's an authenticity in the princes of the tarot. Okay? Because they're just real. They're in the moment. They don't have an agenda. Okay? They're just showing up, doing what they meant to, like what they say and what they do is an accurate reflection of who they are. For the Prince of Pentacles, what they do reveals who they are. You watch the feet don't lie. You can judge a person by their behavior, especially their behavior toward you. Anyway, that's leading you up to your 10 of Wands, which is exhaustion. That's another kind of had it up to here type of card, right? It's maximum effort. And I think with maybe just the promise of reward. Okay? Sometimes this is a card of codependency, like I said. Where it should be two against the world, it feels like this is really just you carrying all the burden. This is your fear, worry, and concern. This is why you're kind of saying, I'd rather be alone than be in a partnership where I'm just a pack animal carrying all the weight up the hill. Well, no, because see what you're doing now, you're going up the hill. You're climbing the mountain. You've got support. Here, it felt like you were maybe carrying somebody else up the mountain. They're perfectly fine, but you were carrying them. Okay? So now, with the right kind of team, the right kind of relationships in your life, your financial prosperity, your financial blessings are coming so much quicker than they were before. Now your maximum effort is going to give you the maximum rewards. This might be a 10 of Pentacles. Wouldn't that be nice, right? Round out all the 10s that we see. With the fire, the water, the air, we just need the earth. It might be the Wheel of Fortune, which would be the 10th mystery of the tarot. Okay? You're not afraid of hard work. What you're afraid of is working too hard for the wrong reasons, or working too hard for the wrong people. Putting in too much effort, blood, sweat, tears, time, effort, energy, money, and space into the wrong stuff. The stuff that is just a dry hole. There's no reward there. Okay? It's pointless. Getting out of that birdcage. Shattering the illusion, whether it's an illusion that we weaved around ourselves or somebody helped us to weave that illusion, the illusion that that was something nourishing for you. Empty calories, remember? Something that we thought was good for us. But then now we're kind of waking up, we're summoning that clarity that says that's not good for me, actually. Okay? This is a deflated, it's something, remember in Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, and them other people, where he's going to carve the turkey, and it looks so beautiful and juicy on the outside, and he cuts it open, and it's dry and desiccated inside. Rather stinky, too, it seems like. No spoiler alert, hopefully. That's kind of what this is. That once you really crack it open, you realize that's not all it was cracked up to be. And now I think you're reclaiming your power, and you are channeling it toward conscious, intelligent, soul harmonious choices, aligned choices to bring about your best life. This is the year where you finally feel like you're creating the home that you're meant to be in. Maybe literally, but also metaphorically. I want you to comment what your next choices need to be. Yeah. And also, if you have a strong Gemini placement in your chart, let me know in the comments, okay? We'll see how many of you have like maybe a moon in Gemini, or a Venus, or some, or Mars even in Gemini, something like that. Let's look at our mystery card, yeah? This might be a Cancer power card. It might be a 10 of Pentacles. It might be the Wheel of Fortune. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down beneath the video. Okay. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Let's keep this thing going. Okay. Let's see. 2 of Swords. Choices. The 2 of Swords is not like saying you need to make a choice. It's saying, how do you make your choices? Do you use logic to make choices? Do you think about things on and on and on and keep thinking? Do you do the math? Do you try to balance the equations? Probably, yeah. You're a Cancer, you're notoriously an overthinker because you have that tendency to not trust yourself. Okay? So you kind of like, you don't always listen to that inner voice, and you tend to you tend to compensate with your logic and your intelligence. You're very smart. Cancer signs are very intelligent. I should know, I am one. I'm just kidding. So the idea here is the way you make choices is by first doing the math, thinking it through, analyzing everything, splitting everything up, the clarity, the sun in Gemini, splitting everything up into its component pieces. But then you got to trust the intuition. Step 2, trusting the intuition. The first thing, the Two of Swords, is first, it's a multiplication sign. It's saying you got to think, then think some more, then think some more. You got to break everything down, analyze everything. Okay? And then the Two of Swords becomes a stop sign. Stop thinking and listen. Listen to what that silence inside of you is saying to you. The universe inside of you is whispering the right choices. And you trust your intuition. That's what this card is. We can tell because this card, the Two of Swords, any Two of Swords is going to have a little crescent moon at the top. Because it's telling you that, yeah, you got to look at something from every angle, analyze it to death, sure. But then you got to stop. And you got to listen to your heart. Listen to your intuition. Because that will guide you to where you really need to go. That will guide you home. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, we'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner. There's a link in the video description. New readings for Cancer on Wednesdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.